What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about how much it costs to live in Norway. So I've heard that many things in Norway are very expensive. And that Norway is just a very expensive country to live in. So today, I want to check out this video about a fellow American who moved to Norway, and he's gonna talk about how much that costs him and his experience living in Norway. So let's take a look.
My name is Robert E. Yarber. I'm 41 years old. I'm a bartender, bar manager in Tromsø, Norway.
Okay.
Which is 220 miles above the Arctic Circle.
Wow. Okay. This is, you don't really hear about Americans moving to other countries very often, let alone Norway. I don't know anybody who's been to Norway, let alone moved to Norway. So this is kind of cool, kind of unique.
Obviously, the natural beauty of Norway is unmatched. A lot of people think that's crazy. Oh, but it's so cold, you would never go there for the weather. I went there for the weather. I wanted to live in the cold. I wanted to live in the north.
What?
Jon Snow, the north remembers.
What? Okay, this guy is not this guy is not normal. Most people, especially most Americans, don't like the cold. When winter comes, it's starting to get colder now in the United States. And it's really annoying. And a lot of us complain, and we spend the whole winter inside in our heated houses because we don't like it. And it's not even that bad compared to other countries like Norway. So this guy actually likes that about Norway. So he's in the perfect place.
I'm a bar manager. I'm at Havblik Hotel. It's a hotel and cafe. It's a really nice bar.
Wow.
It just looks very regal when you come in.
He's a hotel manager? Or he operates the bar. Okay.
Hej, jag heter Robert. Välkommen till mitt hem.
Oh.
Kom.
He actually speaks Norwegian. That makes sense. If you're gonna live in Norway, you gotta learn the language. You don't see a lot of Americans that speak other languages.
My rent is 9,900 kroner a month. It's roughly around $1,000 a month. I pay more of a premium in order to have my own place.
Huh. $1,000 a month? That's not as bad as I was expecting. Like, for how crazy expensive Norway is, or what you hear about it, $1,000 a month, that's not cheap. But he's saying he pays a little extra. I think that's that's reasonable. That's pretty standard in a lot of places in the United States. That's actually pretty good. Now, if you were gonna live in Oslo or something, obviously it'd be a lot more expensive, right?
As a result, I don't always have a ton of extra money to spend.
Huh.
This is my home. It's very cozy. This is my cozy kitchen. One of the cool things about Norway is Scandinavian architecture. It always seems to maximize your space and give you the most of what you have.
Cool.
So then we have my bedroom, which is not very big, but it's...
Whoa, okay. Now, okay. Now I understand why it's $1,000 a month. That's a really good price. And it's because you have a bedroom like this. You are sleeping in a closet.
Big enough for me. I'm actually not quite sure how they got the bed in there. It probably can never come out. So this is my bathroom.
Okay.
One cool thing is that I never lived in a house with heated bathroom floors until Norway. This is...
Oh my god. Freaking Norway. You guys and your heated bathroom floors, that's crazy. Nobody has that in the United States. Is that standard in Norway? That's crazy. Is this whole apartment, this house, pretty standard, like a Norwegian place to live, or for an apartment or a rental? because it's pretty good and it's a good price.
Is very standard in Norway.
Wow. Working in
I make
Norway.
roughly 260 Norwegian kroner an hour, which is about $26 in the US.
Wow. He earns 46,000 a year, which is like pretty average in the United States. So you could survive in the United States on this salary, like pretty easily, depending on where you live. This is pretty standard. I thought in Norway it'd be tougher. I don't know. He said he lives really, really far north. I'm wondering if that is cheaper, because not as many people want to live like so north, so cold, right? Is that right? I would think. So the cost of living so far in this part of Norway is shockingly cheap sounding.
My work-life balance in Norway versus America is a lot different. My typical work hours per week are around 35. Your work schedule legally has to be out 2 weeks in advance, and it cannot be changed for you or against you without your consent and permission.
You get your schedule 2 weeks in advance. At a lot of places, you don't know your schedule till like that week, like maybe a couple of days in advance. It's kind of crazy. And 35 hours instead of 40 in America. Oh my. So, wow. You work 5 hours less every week, but you make like what the average American makes.
That's really freeing. It's something I'm not used to. In America, I'm used to schedule comes out Sunday or Monday. The one thing I missed about living in the US is cash money tips. I make less money overall, but I make more consistent money. In Norway, you get paid once a month. Tips aren't really a thing. You do make a living wage. No issues there. It took a lot of money management training to figure out how to get paid once a month and to be able to pay all my bills.
Ooh, so in Norway, you get paid every month. In the United States, you get paid every 2 weeks, and people kind of depend on that. You know, you get used to that, getting money every 2 weeks, and that's kind of how you budget. Every month, like he said, for a lot of Americans, that could feel a little stressful. Like you have to pay off your credit card bill or pay your rent, and your money's running out from last month, and you're kind of, that seems a little stressful. Wow. He also said he doesn't make any tips. He doesn't make any tips in Norway. That sucks as a bartender. Now, overall, I'm all for the no tipping culture as a consumer, as a customer. But for him as the bartender, you make so much money in America from tips. As a waiter, you make so much money from tips. You can actually, if you're good, you can make great money from tips. So it's both bad and good. Unfortunate for him. Like he said, he's actually earning less.
And still have food and money coming at the end of the month. I pay, 32 to 34% taxes, as does everybody else. And depending on how much money you make, you could pay up to 50% taxes. But
up to 50% taxes. Well, I guess Norway actually does good stuff with the tax money, like healthcare and stuff. In America, nobody is happy to pay taxes in the United States because we don't even know what it's being used for.
that tax money goes to work by paying for surgeries when you need it, paying for medication, paying for rides to the hospital and back, sick leave. It just shows that it's a country that really cares about its people and isn't trying to use everything to make money.
That must save a lot of money for an American, not having to pay for a health insurance every month and not having to pay out of pocket for hospital bills. That probably saves him a lot of money, having the Norwegian healthcare system.
I had been in the service industry ever since I had my second knee surgery, dishwashing, hosting, serving, bartending. And so that
Oh my God, if he had to have knee surgery in the United States, that probably costs so much money.
That's pretty much what I was doing. I was in a relationship and I had promised her that I would take her to Norway. We broke up and
Huh.
I figured, you know what? I did a lot of research about this place. I don't have no real reason to stay here. I'm gonna go. I sat in a
Wow. What an amazing attitude. This is not normal for Americans to just research a country and then move there. But obviously, this guy's very happy now.
6x9 cell for 5 years of my life. It felt like a lot of life had passed me by. I wanted to see Paris, London, Berlin, and swim in the Mediterranean, check out the Dead Sea. I wanted to see all that stuff with my eyes. I didn't want to watch it on TV. I wanted to see it in person.
Yeah, no kidding. That's such a good point as well. Living in Norway puts you in Europe and it puts you close to other countries. Like he's saying he wants to go to France or I don't know how far away France is from Norway, how long that takes, but it's a lot more doable than from the United States. So living in Norway gives you access to Europe, really, if you're into traveling. I've never even thought about that as a perk. He was granted a skilled worker visa, which renews every year for 640. Okay.
To get a skilled worker visa in Norway, you have to show that you have skills. And it's very difficult to get one as a bartender. I went to European bartender school. I took their course. I did a whole bunch of different courses.
Wow.
And, I had a lot of certifications from the best #1 bartender school in the whole world.
Oh my God. So to move to Norway, you obviously need a visa. He has a worker visa. You have to be a skilled worker. You have to prove your skill that you have something to contribute, which makes a lot of sense. I like that. And that can be tough to do making drinks at a bar. But he's like one of the best bartenders in Norway by the sound of it. He has gone to all these amazing schools and stuff.
To show that I was very skilled at what I do. I'm preparing to take my Norskprøve, which is the Norwegian language test and social studies test so that I can become a permanent resident. I live in
Oh. So he's there on a worker's visa, has to renew it every year. To become a permanent resident of Norway, you got to pass some kind of test, actually. Oh my gosh.
Norway. I'm committed to one day speaking everything in Norwegian.
Wow. Good for this guy. Wow, this guy is really impressive. Jeez. Just moving to another country and then learning the language and starting a life and yeah. And I'm shocked how doable it is. I don't know if it's the part of Norway that he's in or I thought it'd be really, really hard for an American to move to Norway and like get a job and afford everything and this makes it sound like so possible. This guy's figured it out.
Living in Norway long term is the ultimate goal. When I came here, I wanted to become a permanent resident. I wanted to become a citizen. That's always been the goal, to be able to have the next line of my family be half Norwegian citizens, half
Wow.
American citizens, to give them the luxury and freedom to be able to travel and work all over the United States and its territories and all over Europe.
Wow.
I would like to get my Norwegian driver's license, so I would be able to drive all around Europe. So that's a goal. Other than that,
No, I did a video not that long ago learning about like the Norwegian driver's license test and how insanely difficult that is. He chose a difficult country to acclimate to. Good for him, and he's doing it. But that driving test, I've heard, is like 10 times harder than the American driver's test and all what we do.
I guess I would like to buy a flat one day. We need 20% down. So, I need to start saving.
Okay. Interesting. That was very interesting. It's always interesting seeing like a fellow American who's moved to Norway talk about it and what life is like and it seems actually really doable. And the cost seemed reasonable and it was way more reasonable than I thought. I thought living in Norway as a foreigner was like very difficult. But this one example was super interesting. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like, or leave a comment with your thoughts on this guy's story and everything he's doing and how expensive it is in Norway. And that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and seeing Norwegian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.